I welcome everyone. In this video, we will discuss about machine learning. In artificial intelligence, searching and learning, these are all the two important paradigms where actually the AI is performing tasks that is like a human intelligence. In searching, that AI involves finding a solution or path within the predefined space or database. The database is already available. For example, looking a meaning for the word in a dictionary. This is so-called searching, right? We know that the meaning for the word is already available in the dictionary. What we have to do is we need to go and access the database. Okay, we need to follow a procedure. Okay, then we can able to easily retrieve the data. We can able to easily get the answer. Solution within the predefined space. That is very important. Okay, so this is so called searching. Okay, let us assume if the solution is not available within the database, okay, what we can do, what AI will do. Okay, right? So that is why learning algorithm that exists now. Okay, learning is nothing but learning in AI involves acquiring new knowledge. You can able to see here, this is so called acquiring new knowledge or improving existing knowledge through experience or data. Here also database is available, but some limited databases are given as a knowledge to that algorithm. The algorithm is capable of acquiring new knowledges and improving its existing knowledge, and it is ready for the future data, which means apart from the database or library, if there is a solution that exists, learning algorithm is having the capability of finding those solutions, right? So this is so called learning. We can able to say the classical example of our day-to-day learning experience, like one of the very good example, like bicycle riding. Our human brain is searching in some applications, learning in lot of applications. Day-to-day life, our human brain is learning. It's acquiring new data. Okay, it is deleting all the unwanted data, whatever it doesn't need in future. For example, 1 month before, what you had in your as a breakfast, you couldn't able to remember those things, but you can able to remember the subject related matters, your name and personal item, personal things, and knowledge wise, the subject knowledge and everything, it can able to remember, it can able to recall. But some items, some things, you unable to receive and you unable to retrieve. Okay, so the human brain, wisely working, it is purposefully storing some needed data, it is purposefully deleting some unwanted garbage data, right? So bicycle bicycle riding is a very good example for learning. Like day one, you will do lot of mistakes, right? While riding the bicycle, you are unable to pedal, you are unable to have a hand control, you will get fear while riding the bicycle. This is day one, right? But let us consider day 100. Okay, 2 years later, okay, you will be very freely, you can able to freely ride the bicycle, right? Without any fearness or without any panic, you can able to ride the bicycle. Okay, that pedal control, handbar control in inclined roads and terrain surfaces, rainy scenes, windy scenes, anything we can manage, right? So called learning. Okay, we are not searching the solution, our brain is learned. Okay, day by day it is learning. Okay, one day you will take and ride the bicycle. It may be a windy season. Okay, your brain is taking information. Okay, this is the way we need to handle the cycle during the windy season. Okay, one day it may be a rainy season, so your brain is learning. I mean, existing knowledge, there is a existing knowledge is available. Now there is a new environment, your brain is learning. Okay, during the rainy season we need to drive carefully because the floor is completely wet. So this is how your brain is getting updated. So called this is learning. Okay, so only we are telling acquiring new knowledge and improving existing knowledge. We know that these are all the very important and classical examples for searching, that is finding a shortest path in a graph, retrieving information from a database, and solving puzzles like whatever we are having inbuilt games like Sudoku, chess games and other things like mobile phone, laptop, whatever it having the inbuilt game, right? So called searching algorithms, they are running, the AI algorithms is running searching algorithms, and by the way they are compete with the opponent. This is what searching algorithms usually do. Then learning is nothing but image recognition, okay, natural language processing, predictive modeling, autonomous vehicle. These are all the classical examples where learning is having a very important role. And we can able to say that what searching, then learning, then reasoning, planning, acting, these are all the different stages of artificial intelligence. Okay, it has to search for the solution. If the solution is not found, then it has to go for learning. Okay, that is the higher level of thinking. Okay, searching is a lower level of thinking. With respect to human being, I am telling, learning is a higher level of thinking, and then after learning, the intelligence has to do reasoning, and then it has to plan for the future, and according to that it has to act. Okay, so actually our human brain is having these stages of intelligence. Okay, so we should know that searching is a lower level of intelligence and learning is a higher level of intelligence, right? Then these are all the classical human searching examples. Okay, where we search, yeah, we will look for a book in a library, we will do searching. Finding a contact number in your mobile phone, searching. Searching for a file in your computer, right? Looking for a word in a dictionary, I already given this example, right? Finding a seat in a theater or exam hall, searching for a shop in a big mall, looking for a particular station on a radio, searching for your shoes in a shoe rack, and then looking for information on Google. Google is a search engine, right? Where finding your way in a new city. With the help of you will ask some people, or you will access some Google map, right? So Google map is also an searching methodology, right? And then where we are learning, human brain is actually learning in these activities like riding a bicycle, okay, recognizing the face, learning a new language, cooking a new recipe, playing a musical instrument, driving a car, and sports training. Like these are all the process of acquiring knowledge and updating the existing knowledge. Okay, whenever we are meet with a new environment, okay, whenever we are meet the new environment, our brain is getting updated. Okay, so as I already told the example of riding a bicycle, how we are collecting the experience and how our brain is updating, these things already I discussed before. So these are all the learning concepts, right? Okay, so now comes to an intelligence point of view, I mean artificial intelligence point of view. An intelligent agent who is learning, right? if it improves its performance after making observations about the world. It is very important. Okay, it has to interact with the environment. That is very important task. It's a prime task of an intelligent agent. So it has to interact with the world. Okay, it has to observe the world, the data it has to be collected, and it has to improve its performance. That is very, very important. Okay, it should not stop with the only collection. Okay, after collecting the data, it has to improve its performance. That is the concept of learning. If you are learning a new concept, your brain is getting updated. Okay, after studying that particular concept, you have to think how to apply the theory for the real-time applications. Okay, that is how our human brain has to think. That is what learning process. When the agent is a computer, so called, it is a machine learning, right? A computer observes some data. Yeah, absolutely, it takes some data, builds a model based on the machine learning data. Yes, we are giving it data. It is getting it is creating a machine learning model, right? And uses the model as both as hypothesis between the world and a piece of software that can solve problems. Okay, it is creating the model. Okay, so it is ready for doing tasks for the future upcoming data also. Okay, so it can able to solve problems now. Okay, best example for this passage I can able to say your social media activity. Okay, all our social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, all the what is it, social media platforms or comes with the AI algorithms. It is actually closely monitoring your patterns. I mean, how you are using, how you are accessing your social networks. Okay, what kind of posts you like, what posts you share, what posts you are marking for watch later list, and what kind of videos you are fully watching. These are all the user patterns, right? So the algorithms is closely watching your social media activities, and it is actually working with the help of these are all the datas. Okay, according to the data it is learning. Okay, it is suggesting the videos and posts according to your pattern. Okay, right? This is so called real time data based learning algorithm. Okay, so it observes some data. Yeah, of course, Instagram algorithm is observes what is your usage pattern. It is somewhat observing the data, builds a model based on machine learning data. So its own algorithm is day by day is getting updated. Okay, one day if you are seeing that video related to elephant, okay, for the day itself the learning algorithm will get updated. It will show all the relevant elephant relevant videos and posts, and anything that is related to elephant it is showing to you, right? It is suggesting to you, right? And also similarly, if suppose if you are looking for the videos that is related to cat and dog, okay, then automatically the algorithm will get updated its own model, and it will start suggesting that video related to cat. Okay, so that is why I'm telling the learning model is dynamic. Our human brain is also working like the same model whatever we are talking now. Okay, we are also getting updated. Okay, anything which is a hot news today, we will discuss the same thing for the whole day, right? Very next day if there is a new hot news exist, we will talk about the same day. We will talk about the same thing for the whole day. That means we will collect informations, we will talk, we will interact with the peoples, and our brain is getting so much of information about that particular context, which means our brain is getting updated, right? Okay. Now, why a machine has to learn? This is a very important question. Okay. So as you can see in the GIF, if suppose if you are creating a prototype of maze solving robot, okay, you are having a maze like this structure. Okay, it is not necessary to have the same maze for all the competition, right? If you are bringing your robot prototype for a competition, okay, it is not necessary to have the same maze structure for all the competitions. Okay, some context, some competitions may give their own maze. Your robot has to solve that maze also. So dynamically it has to find the solution that is apart from its own database, right? So it has to solve its own maze, means it is already, there is a solution, it is already getting practiced, right? It easily it will solve the maze. But if it is facing some unknown maze problem, it has to face. For that it has to learn. Instead of searching, your robot has to learn how to solve the maze, how to solve the different kind of maze. It has to learn. That is why we are telling, that is why we are asking the machine to learn. And also there are some stock market, with respect to time it has to rise and fall. Okay, with respect to the previous 5 years data, it has to learn, then only it can able to predict the future data set. So searching is a very worst practice for an AI. Learning is a very good practice, what we suggest. So that we are telling, designer cannot anticipate all possible future situations. Okay, within the database you can play anything, but apart from the data set, future situations we cannot anticipate. And the complex problem like fake face recognition, these are all the very important complex problems, right? So it is very difficult to do by means of human intelligence also. Okay, even the human intelligence also fails here. Okay, so for these kind of complex situations, like sometimes the designer have no idea how to program a solutions themselves, right? So in sometimes human intelligence also may fails. During that situation, facing these kind of problems, only with the searching algorithm is actually not compatible with these kind of problems. We need to go for learning.